Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Tonight, this is Wayne Kramer from MC5, and just an amazing band. Wayne, do you mind introducing the band that you have here with you today?
Be happy to. I'm absolutely crazy about this band. This man right here is Marcus Durant from San Francisco, and Zen Gorilla, our secret weapon. Over there we have Jail Guitar Doors field commander Kim Thio from here in Seattle and the wonderful Soundgarden. On bass, also from the Bay Area, and Faith No More, Billy Gould.
Very cool.
Oh, I'm not done.
Yep, I'm
not done.
I'm just saying, Faith No More, very cool. Love it. Love you all.
Don't diss the drummer, man. Don't diss the drummer. Band's only as good as its drummer. And we're very fortunate from Washington, D.C., and the powerful Fugazi, Brendan Canty.
Well, welcome to KEXP. It is great having you all here, and it's great having you in Seattle to play at the Showbox tonight. Do you want to launch into a couple songs, and then we'll chat a little bit?
Let's launch into a couple songs. We're going to play we're going to play all MC5 music, and but we're going to mix it all up, and it's going to be strange and wonderful. But is this future now?
Yeah,
now.
In the future.
In the future, but it's now.
No, in the future it won't be now.
You're right about that.
We just missed it.
I hadn't thought that. No.
Oh, no, we've yet to, well, it just went by again.
It is MC50 live on the afternoon show here at KEXP. If you're listening, you can be watching as well. We're doing live video streaming of this. Just head on over to KEXP.org. Track originally on the 1971 release, High Time, that is Future Now. Another song, please.
Yes,
It is MC50 and live on the afternoon show. Rocket Reducer number 62, Rama, Lama, Fa, Fa, Fa. Originally on an album that's celebrating its 50th anniversary, Kick Out the Jams. And, man, it is great having you here. Wayne Kramer, along with just an amazing band. Kim Thiel from Soundgarden, Billy Gould from Faith No More, Brendan Canty from Fugazi, and Marcus Durant from Zen Gorilla. And, man, I don't know where to start even. 50 years, that's a lot of ground to potentially cover.
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing. I mean, the album Kick Out the Jams, debut album, has lost none of its power and explosiveness. And I want to know, you, Wayne, have been known as a significant political figure, and the work with the MC5 always communicated really strong messages. And especially, in the context of the times, coming to prominence in the tumultuous, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
And as you're celebrating the 50th anniversary, Kick Out the Jams now, how do you feel those same messages resonate today?
Well, it's a message that isn't subject to decay.
Sadly.
With time. The message that we carried 50 years ago is the same message we are carrying right now, which is one of self-determination, of self-efficacy, and that there are unlimited possibilities if you're ready to do the work. So you can change yourself, you can change your friends, you can change your neighborhood, your community, your country, the planet. But we got to be ready to do the work.
Yeah. Are you feeling, in working with these amazing musicians and collaborators, that you're able to draw in a younger audience and get that message across?
Well, for heaven's sakes, yes. People my age are dead.
You are looking good.
Thanks. Yeah, occasionally some people will show up that actually saw the MC5 50 years ago, but it's generally their younger brothers or their nieces and nephews or the children of MC5 fans.
For those that don't know, describe the scene of the late 60s and what that was like when you were coming out.
It was unlimited debauchery and danger and uncertainty, great uncertainty, because coming in the heart of the Cold War, no one really believed that the Earth was going to be anything but a cinder floating around in space with nuclear weapons under the control of madmen.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we made it through that part, but we find ourselves in a almost as precarious position today. Not as bad. People ask me often, well, is this like the 60s? There are similarities. In the 60s, we had a criminal in the White House. We have a criminal in the White House today. They both have utter contempt for the rule of law. And I say that as a convicted criminal. I have great appreciation for the rule of law. But these guys don't. The difference being the war in Vietnam. War in Vietnam killed over 50,000 Americans and millions of Vietnamese. We're not there yet. Let's hope we don't get there.
Yeah, the war in Vietnam galvanized a youth movement around music and rock and roll in particular.
Everyone had skin in the game.
Yeah, being just in my almost teens or early teens then, you describe it as uncertainty, and certainly I remember feeling that way in that chaos, that we're not there yet. But there's a lot of similar things happening.
Yeah, it's not encouraging.
So,
wait, Marcus wanted to say something?
I just wanted to point out,
Yeah.
I'm sure many are aware of the opiate epidemic, and, more people have died this year than in the entire Vietnam War of
right.
Overdoses.
Yeah, you're right.
Unnecessarily so, and
Yep.
maybe there should be...
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right. It's a good point. The war on drugs has been the greatest failure of social policy in America's domestic history.
And I think every parent should know about Narcan, and our school systems should teach and have these things available. So, these young people aren't dying and they can live.
Yeah, you're right.
Because we all make mistakes, but, you shouldn't have to die for it. Right on. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you for that. I mean, it's so insanely easy to get hooked on that stuff right now. And in many cases, coming from a trusted source, your doctor.
Well, yeah, it all started with big business, and Purdue Pharma,
Yep.
and the Sackler family, and they made billions on it, and they knew what they were doing all along.
Well, we can pivot on that then. Post MC5, you had your challenges in the mid 70s, and you spent a couple of years in prison, and you have. Since been an advocate for prison reform. You have a nonprofit you, I believe, started here in the U.S. after Billy Bragg's version in the
Correct.
UK.
Yeah.
Jail Guitar Doors, which is about reform and transformation,
Yeah.
and providing musical instruments and I believe mentorship.
Yeah, we run songwriting workshops in prisons across the country.
That is really fascinating. I'd love to know more about that and how it's working.
Well, we were able to develop a curriculum because I haven't met a prisoner yet that didn't suffer childhood trauma. So we start there, and through the process of songwriting, the creative process of songwriting, we're able to help people find a way to express their story, to tell their story. Everyone has a story, and everybody's story matters. And people in prison really have a story, and they need to have their story heard. And we can help them express uncomfortable feelings and memories positively through the creative process of writing songs.
Do you find that that prisoners embrace that opportunity? Or is there, I'm sure it's a case-by-case basis.
No, prisoners are crazy for programming. They want to program. They love being in our workshops because we create a safe space.
They're not freaked out about suddenly having a guitar like I would be?
No, no.
Like, you want me to play this?
No, they're not freaked out by that. Well, they're happy to be in a room where they're treated as human beings, because that's what they are. They're human beings, just like you and me. And we leave all prison politics out on the yard. And in our workshops, there's no racism, there's no sexist humor, there's no racist humor, there's no threats, there's no intimidation. And we all work together for a common purpose. We learn to collaborate. These are skills that everybody needs on the outside, but that oftentimes people that end up in prison never acquired. How to express complex feelings positively, how to collaborate with others. America releases 600,000 prisoners every year. 99% of the people in prison are going to come home someday, and they're going to stand next to you at the line in the supermarket and sit next to me at the movie theaters. So if we don't help that guy or that woman change for the better while they're in custody, the prison experience will change them for the worse. And we ignore this at our own peril.
Yeah, you said it earlier. We all have skin in the game.
Yeah. We're all in this together.
It's Wayne Kramer, MC5 here, along with an amazing band. Again, Kim Thiel from Soundgarden, Billy Gould from Faith No More, Brendan Canty from Fugazi, and Marcus Durant from Zen Gorilla. Do you mind, can I ask each of you a question? Let's start with you, Billy. Do you remember when Kick Out the Jams was released or when you first experienced it? You might not have been born then.
I don't remember, actually. No, I don't. But I do remember hearing it the first time. And interestingly enough, I found out about it through The Damned. So I heard The Damned first, and I went backwards because that was kind of a precursor. And it actually took me a long time and listening to MC5 to kind of actually get a handle on it, because I missed it the first time around.
Yeah, and all three of the albums are really different, I think, too, right? You've got this debut album. And Wayne, I wanted to ask you this. I can't think of another major label debut album that's a live album. Can anybody think of one?
Red Fox.
Frampton. Yeah. Red Fox, yeah.
So that's a pretty amazing move on somebody's part.
Well, we thought it would be a revolutionary way to launch the band, And since we were pretty good at playing live and had almost no experience in the studio, we knew that going into the studio was going to be a laborious and probably expensive proposition. So we said, let's go with our strong suit and let's do it live.
Yeah, it's a powerful way to come out, and that album really stands up. I recommend everybody go listen to Kick Out the Jams and see the show tonight as well. Marcus, what's it feel like to be singing these songs?
It feels really good. Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's excellent. At what point had you connected with MC5?
I'm sorry.
At what point had MC5 entered your sort of awareness?
I was, I guess, around seventh grade, I don't know, 12 or something like that. My father worked up in the big city, which was Newark, Delaware, because it had like a bunch of traffic lights up there. But I went to Woolworths, and in the basement there was an 8-track section, and there was one listed heavy metal, and it had like Buffalo Springfield and Dr. John and Led Zeppelin, and then the first name was MC5, and I took it home and popped it into my 8-track player, and I was pretty hooked.
Excellent.
Right then, and I spent many an hour staring at the ceiling with my headphones on, listening to the MC5. So this is it feels good to get to revisit those days staring at the ceiling and dreaming about the ceiling.
Well, thank you. Thanks for being here, Kim. How has the music of MC5 shaped you personally as an artist?
I've done that interview so many times, and I can't remember right now, other than. Musically, it actually gave voice to being able to hold a guitar and say "fuck you," and that was transformative for me. Before that, I thought, play a song, convince people that the song is something to listen to, and after that, I felt more an intimate connection between myself and what I was doing and what I wanted to do, which was to say "fuck you."
Yeah. Wayne, that's exactly what you said you guys were intending to do. Self-determination. And
this is the message. I think it's for me, it's gratifying to realize that all the musicians on the band have their own relationship with the music of the MC5, apart from their friendship with me.
Yeah. They
discovered the band at somewhere on their journey and said, wow, what the hell is that? I want me some of that. And they incorporated that self-determination into their own music and their own work.
Yeah,
it's a thrill, these guys agreed to do this with me. I didn't hire them.
Yeah.
They agreed to do this, and we all embraced that sentiment. We're all together. Playing well matters in the band.
Yeah, you can tell, and the reviews have been really amazing about the shows. We don't want to forget the drummer.
No respect.
Again.
Can I just apologize? I didn't realize you were even in the room, and I was just talking. I thought I was talking.
Oh, the disembodied voice?
I'm really, really sorry about that.
Hi.
Hello. Sorry.
How you doing?
I told you, a ghost weighs something.
I was wondering what you were looking at.
I'm aware.
I was like, staring at the ceiling. I love that. Thank you.
God, forgive me.
Okay, Brendan. Could you talk about the legacy of the MC5?
Sure. For me, all the bands that I've been in, Rites of Spring and Fugazi and the Mesthetics and now MC50, they've all been like live. They've always pursued this live communal ideal where we all get in a room together with the audience and we all kind of explore the space together and explode together and get into a reverie together. So the MC5 was the first live record, or first record that I heard that pushed my brain to a place on a record that showed me that you could get there. And so we always, in Rites of Spring, we would cover MC5 songs. Everybody in DC covered MC5 songs. But it is when I started playing these songs with Wayne, I realized that this really was the foundation for a lot of what I've been doing since I was 14 years old.
Yeah, Brendan, thank you so much for that. MC5 proto-punk pioneers for sure in sound and in message.
And in dance.
And in dance. That's right. Don't forget the dance.
Yeah.
It's a soul band deep down inside.
It's a soul band.
That's true. It's such an interesting
We replaced
mix.
the horn section with electric guitar.
Yeah. Do you mind a couple more songs?
Well, not only do we mind...
We're leaving.
We're out of here, man.
We're gonna blow this place up because we have our special guest to join us for a song. Her name is Arrow DeWild. I think she's hiding over there in the corner. Come on over, Arrow. And Arrow's band is supporting us on the tour, Starcrawler. They are a must. You've got to check them out. They've taken the torch of the MC5 and brought it to a new generation, and we're thrilled to have Arrow collaborate with us on today's performance. This should be fun.
Nice. Welcome. Thank you. All right. It is MC50 live here on the afternoon show, again playing tonight at the Showbox, tomorrow night in Vancouver at the Commodore Ballroom.
Before the evening's done, 'cause they're going to rah, rah, rah. Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you, Arrow. Nice.
Arrow.
And I forgot people are watching us too, right? Hey. Jeez. I mean, sorry.
We'll finish up.
Yeah, let's do this.
We'll finish up with this particular. This is a lady's choice. This is a sensitive, quiet ballad. Goes a little something like this.
Beautiful.
All over us.
That is MC50, Come Together, the track. You can find the original live version of that on Kick Out the Jams. It came out, or was recorded almost 50 years ago. It's going to be 50 years in about 2 weeks. I think you're going to be in Detroit.
Yeah, we're gonna play the show live in Detroit on the very night at Third Man Records, Jack White's record company, and he has a store in Detroit. We're going to take over the store and record it live to acetate. Oh. And all the proceeds from that night's performance will underwrite the Jail Guitar Doors program in the Michigan Department of Corrections, probably for the next 2 years. So I'm very excited about that, finally to be able to bring arts and corrections to my hometown.
Arts and corrections, I like that. And that is fantastic. And how would people find out more about Jail Guitar Doors? Just search online? jailguitardoors.org. You can learn everything there is to know about what we do and how we do it. And if you want to help us, you can make a donation. And if you're a musician and you're interested in doing this kind of work, going into our prisons and jails and working with people, we will also walk you through that process. Cool.
We have chapters all across the country, at Rikers Island in New York, and in Chicago at the Cook County Jail, and down in Texas, and we're on 10 California prison yards, and we're in the Youth Authority in a few states as well, working with young people. I
encourage listeners to do that. That's cool that that musicians can volunteer and be a part of the program as well.
Absolutely. It's an anarcho syndicate.
I love that. I encourage everybody as well to listen to and pick up all the MC5 records if you haven't heard them. And if you want a brief history of the last 50 years, Wayne's got a great book, The Hard Stuff, Dope Crime, the MC5, and My Life of Impossibilities.
True that.
Like the band, I appreciate it in just its raw honesty and at the same time is very loving.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So, again, thank you so much. Wayne Kramer, MC5, Kim Thile from Soundgarden, Billy Gould from Faith No More, Brendan Canty on drums, Marcus Durant vocals, Arrow DeWild on vocals as well.
Those are my men.
It's been really great to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time out to play.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Huge thanks to the KEXP crew, Jim, Justin,
enjoyed being had.
Scott, Alia, Niffer, Kevin Suggs, Matt Ogaz, Mitch, Jen, Lisa, Mina, and also to all the KEXP donors that make in-studio performances like this possible. It's KEXP Seattle.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?